All right. So, how's everybody doing? First and foremost, I would like to congratulate our data team for the presentation. Thank you for that. That was great. And going on to our app. So, my name is Raul Veras. I'm part of the Progressive Web Development team, along with Michael and Amar. And our app is called Homeseeker. Ideally, what we wanted to do with this app and what we're aiming for this app to be is to help low to middle income individuals and families find housing, affordable housing in their area or wherever they may be seeking at. As we know, the less fortunate doesn't have the same resources accessible to them. And even though they may have resources out there, they may not also know that they're out there. And that's something that we realized by surveying friends and colleagues. They're all not aware of all the government assistance that's out there. And unfortunately, those programs are not really just promoted as they should be to help people, find the housing that they need. So what our niche comes in is that we don't just want to be the next Zillow or the next Trulia. We don't want to just show listings and show you what's available. We also want to help you find the best government assistance to help you provide, get that housing that you need in ways that you may not normally qualify, which we're fortunate to live in a city like New York, which has tremendous amount of help as far as that goes, whether it be in the private or public sector. And our job is to pretty much gather all the information we can from our users and match them to those, even though it may be completely unbeknownst to them. So to walk you through that, what we wanted to do ideally was this is the homepage. We ran into some few issues considering the fact that Zillow API was discontinued for us. Even though we started coding with it about 6 months ago, unbeknownst to us, we found out about 2 months ago, they outsourced it to a third party and changed the whole way the object was fed. So it's no longer a JSON. It's no longer used RESTful API. Architecture is all SOAP and everything else. So and this is provided by an XML, which is, we haven't worked in those for a minute. So that kind of completely broke our code, and we had to scramble and find a new way to go around it. So that also left us with the decision to decide how do we want to provide the access to the assistance, because we found out that government sites are not really good with providing APIs or maintaining them. So we kind of have to develop a web scraper to even get those APIs and pretty much create our own API to feed it to our users and match them with the same programs that we need. So to walk you through the app, what the user's normally going to see is this right here. This will be the home page. We also wanted to have the users get a taste of what we can provide for them before they sign up. So therefore, we have a guest login here. As I mentioned earlier, things broke a little bit with some of the stuff, so we can't really display that. We do have two ways of doing it. As a team, we're trying to decide whether we want to use JWT or we're going to go with Google Login. Both have limitations and both have their own difficulties when it comes to coding. So that's something we're going to have to really revise now that things changed. So basically, you have the option to search the site as a guest, or to join in if you have one, or sign in if you're like, you're sold, you like it. Once you sign in, ideally, we wanted to show you the listings here. As you can see, we have multiple listings. Now, excuse me, since we had to change the API, these listings are very luxurious. That's not ideally what we wanted to show, but the way it's going to work is where you're going to be able to place a zip code or an area where you are looking to move into, and then we're going to have a survey which we're going to ask you, your income. Clearly, we're not going to be assisting anybody of high income. They don't need our assistance. They don't need any government assistance. And by default, they might not even qualify. So what we wanted to do was you pick your listing, you pick your area, you find your listing. We give you a set of questions, see you qualify, show you all the links that you qualify, government assistance, private, public, whatever. And then not only just send you the link for you to go, we wanted to kind of give you a white glove treatment for that. So we wanted to, using the survey and the data that we get from our data team, we wanted to provide a better way for you to apply for that government assistance to kind of ease the transition. A lot of people didn't know from these things from the jump. So it's our job to kind of decipher that for them. Ideally, we had the pop-up working. Was when we clicked here, what was going to happen was what was happening before the API broke the code was it popped up. We gave you all the extra information as far as the listing goes and the extra data. And then from there, you decide whether you wanted to purchase, or you can probably add it as a favorite. That's something that we was thinking about adding maybe as a part 2 or an upgrade to the app. What else are we going? Ideally, we have the search here that was working as well. With this API, we kind of got to do a little magic trick to make it work. So that's going to be in the part 2. But ideally, you'll be able to search either for city, zip code, or state. I guess, or actually really like neighborhoods. So if you're aware of a neighborhood, we wanted to kind of give you that. Or if you are aware of like the filters we wanted to give you was, for example, if you want to have, you like an area where there's a lot of restaurants, you want an area with good schools, you want an area where there's a lot of kids, or, we're going to have our data team kind of source all that info. As you can see, we have them not only sourcing when the pricing are going to go up, which is going to help our low income users actually calculate when is the best time for them to buy or rent or go to that area, or maybe it should be time for them to move out before they get hit with something that it wasn't calculating in their budget. But in order for that to happen, we have to go do a little other things with the government assistance as far as that goes. Yeah, we're missing a part of the UI since we're missing part of our team, but this is as much as we can show at the moment.